this is such a pointy car, it's unbelievable. Is it front wheel steer?
Yeah.
This is front wheel steer. Is this front wheel steer?
As in, not rear wheel.
Sorry. That's definitely going in. Is it? If I turn this, do the front wheels turn?
Wheel, right?
Yeah. Do the front wheels move?
At the front of the car, there's these wheels, and this instrument here is the input device.
This is my driver coach. Oh, okay, let me restart. Even though James is definitely putting this in the video.
So hello, welcome back to Dubai, welcome to Dubai Autodrome, and welcome to a very exciting day indeed. Isn't it funny that the car that we bought over in the UK's very first track day will be in an entirely different continent? That's right, today is the first time that we're tracking my new 992 GT3. But importantly, it's also the first time that a GT3 has been available with Michelin CUP 2Rs as fitments. Reason being, historically they were reserved for GT3 RS, and the significance of these tyres is that they are a road legal tyre that pushes the very boundaries of what is possible on circuit before you go to a track specific or slick tyre. So we're going to experience you in that shortly. The significance of this is that a lot of the recent Nürburgring lap time records were achieved on this tyre. So I'm going to be fascinated to see what it feels like on a GT3, but also as an overview for anyone joining the channel for the first time, welcome. This is our new 992 GT3. It's spec'd in signal yellow. It's 500 horsepower. The biggest upgrades from 991 to 992 is the double wishbone front end suspension. So together with that and the new tyres, it's going to be fascinating to see how this thing turns in and bites under pressure. But importantly, we're also catching up with Ollie Webb in a minute. He has a vast amount of racing experience and tyre experience, and we're going to immerse you in some serious fast laps around Dubai Autodrome. Let's hit it.
Amazing how close the pad is to the hub.
It's crazy. It's nuts, huh? Let's have a look at this side.
Millimeters.
Is it easier that way? Yeah. That way's cool, right? So when I say these are box fresh, they arrived
brand spanking.
They arrived 2 days before the car got on the plane.
Right.
Just in time. So they fitted, landed, and now this is the first time we're going to track them. So, and you're telling me there's like a bedding in process for a Cup 2R?
Yeah, so when they're brand new, you've got like a releasing agent on the top. So you see some of that shine on the outside. Obviously, it's been rolled around the car park and stuff, so it's got rid of a little bit on the front.
Yeah.
But that releasing agent on the top is almost like having
grease.
Effectively grease and oil on the top. So it's terrible for the first lap or two.
Right, okay.
And you need to scrub that off before then coming in. You don't want to do your pressures until they're hot. So you want to change your pressures from hot. So the ideal for Cup 2R is a little bit higher than a Cup 2.
Yeah.
So 32 psi hot, you want to bleed them down to, which is about 2.2 bar.
Okay.
Instead of what I actually like, which is about 2.05, 2.1 for the Cup 2.
Right.
If we're getting super technical.
Okay.
But that allows this outer
Racing
part of
drivers.
the tyre to work really, really well. And that's where this comes alive. It's like a semi-slick.
Okay. Why I'm fascinated with this is the first time I've driven a GT3 on a Cup 2R, that they were never available, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting. And out here we've got the temperature. Am I right in thinking that these are operating best at temp?
Yeah, best at temp. So we'll keep them cold as they are to get a releasing agent off, to get your eye in on the track. Obviously, it's your first time in the car, first time on the tyre, and
it's different continent, different circuit.
Different everything. So it's a day of first.
Cool.
Then we'll come in and we'll bleed them down.
Awesome. Let's do it. All right, so this is quite cool. First time I've taken this car on track. Funny, as I mentioned, because it's only taken me to an entirely different continent to make it happen, but here we go. But if there was ever somewhere with the weather to appeal to the chemical compound of a Cup 2R, it's out here in the Dubai sunshine. So let's take you on board. Okay, there it is straight away. That turn-in, that front end turn-in. A, from the GT3's twin wishbone front end, but B, well, let's see in a minute the amount you can lean on these tyres. Yeah, there you go. The way you can lean on these tyres is absolutely bonkers. So much so, in fact, if I had a hands device, I would be wearing my harness to keep me in the seat properly. And listen to this thing at 9,000, it's nuts. Right, flat through this left, completely flat. Oh, wow. And you can really feel how much you can lean on this thing. There's where that Cup 2 really starts to feel quite amazing. And the direction change as well. Even though you're making quite immediate direction changes, the weight transfer doesn't upset the traction available. Machine. I'm as impressed with the car as I am with the tyre. Also, one thing we obviously think about is lateral grip through corners, but of course having a stickier contact patch also allows you to brake later, deeper, harder, and it doesn't get into the ABS because of the amount of traction available. What a machine, what a car. Wow. Honestly, the whole package feels much closer to a full Weissach GT3 RS. That's kind of how this car feels, which for a Gen 1 GT3 is absolutely astounding. Oh, Porsche have done the works with this thing. They have really done the job. I reckon we give this over to Ollie for a shot and immerse you in his onboard, because that's always entertaining.
40 psi.
40 psi.
They're definitely bedded in now.
They're bedded in now.
On the middle part.
You see, we don't get that temperature at Silverstone, do we? And the reason we do this is because when a tyre gets too much pressure in it from heat expansion, subtly the surface of the tyre eggs very, very slightly, which reduces the contact patch. So by doing this, levels it out, keeps an even contact patch, and not only does it just make the car way more stable, it just elongates the life of it as well. So,
and this is totally normal as well for anyone who's putting new tyres on. The tyre grease, when they're mounting them, starts to leak out because the air obviously
starts to
expands and it pushes all of the moisture out. So that's why race teams, Formula 1 and a lot of other race series out there use nitrogen. So you've got no water molecules in nitrogen, so it expands less aggressively, less fluctuation, and there's no water in it, so you don't get that. So if you want to be super geeky, you can put nitrogen in your tyres.
That's cool.
Which people do.
That's really cool.
Whoa, we've got a new record, 45. How you doing, you right?
45.
45.
I thought the fronts felt a bit.
And that's on a semi-cool down lap as well. It would have been even higher when we came in.
You can get Cup 2R fitments for all sorts of cars, but I think it's important to say that there are subtle development differences per car. So a Cup 2R on a Ferrari is literally a different homologation of tyre, versus a Cup 2R on a Porsche. So this is an N rated tyre, and it's just subtly evolved and tweaked to suit the physics of the car. As we were exiting the pits, he casually dropped in that last week, the last time he drove this track, he was, well, not only did you drive it, but you won here in James Hunt's Formula 1 car.
And now I'm in James Walker's road-going car, which is probably quicker.
I tried to keep him grounded, you know? You know what I mean? So
two famous Jameses in 1 week. And do you know what will be interesting is actually to see if a modern Porsche...
lap time.
48.
Whoa!
If a modern Porsche is quicker than an old Formula 1 car.
What was your lap time?
So actually, to be fair, we're on 2 different circuits, so it's going to be hard. We'd have to do it on sectors.
I reckon we put the camera on Ollie's helmet, and then Ollie can show us what some swift action's like around here. That'd be cool.
Whoa. These tyres compared to the normal Cup 2 is just bonkers. When you thought the Cup 2 couldn't get much better. Maybe a fuel surge. And do a cool down and check the pressures. So if you V it, then you lose maybe a tenth in the middle, but you gain like 3 on the way in.
You can lean on this thing.
Oh yeah. Here's right between third and second, but second you have to shift on the exit, so I think third's better. So yeah, I think I had a little fuel surge because it's really leaning.
Yeah.
And that's what's bonkers now is cars almost were forgiven back in the day because there was never a tyre or car modern enough to lean on the road tyre to create a fuel surge. Now we're on a Cup 2R with a fuel tank that's quarter full, let's say, and it's fuel surging on lean because it's doing like 2G, 2.5G.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Is it front wheel steer?
Yeah.
This is front wheel steer. Is this front wheel steer?
As in, not rear wheel.
Sorry. That's definitely going in. Is it? If I turn this, do the front wheels turn?
Wheel, right?
Yeah. Do the front wheels move?
At the front of the car, there's these wheels, and this instrument here is the input device.
This is my driver coach. Oh, okay, let me restart, even though James is definitely putting this in the video. Is it rear wheel steer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. And front too?
And front.
Okay, cool, right.
They also steer. Yeah.
I was like, why is he so confused? Does he know it's rear wheel steer?
Let's not let your race team hear you say that.
I'm just having some issues, guys. I'm turning the front and the wheels are moving.
Like you've been driving forklift trucks all your life.
Oh.
They're almost they're like a semi-slick.
It's mental, isn't it? These are like 3.5 seconds a lap round Silverstone quicker than the Cup 2.
Which in like lap time terms is insane.
That is like three generations of a Porsche.
Yeah. It's a different
just
car.
Mental. I mean, they are seconds ahead of the next quickest tyre.
Even Cup 2s, non-Rs.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where you're aware it's a road tyre.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it begins to like fall off. But I'm still amazed at the amount you can lean on this. You know?
And that's what's key about pressure is this part is for the road, this part is for the track. And when you lower the pressure and you start leaning on the right points, that's not doing any work down the straight or on the way to the track.
No.
And that's what's great about it. That still works on the road.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you get to the track, you're using this
all
bad
on the
boy,
edges,
and that is just nothing.
Yeah. And I think across the tyre, these are different grades, right?
Exactly,
different compounds from the outer edge to the inner.
Yeah, so you have the structure, the sidewall, and then you've got the various compounds along. But obviously one point to mention is the huge benefit of the R being so much quicker in the dry does have a deficit. It's not as good in the wet.
Yeah.
Of course, that's understandable. The Cup 2 and Michelin have always been famous for being a great tyre that you can still use in the wet. This one, in all honesty, if it's torrential rain, don't go out.
Not so much. We don't have to
out.
worry about that here.
We don't.
It's all good.
Hey. Cue the dislike.
All right, so there we have it, my very first track experience, not only in my new 992 GT3, but also on Cup 2Rs from a GT3 experience. Honestly, the whole package feels much closer to a full Weissach GT3 RS experience. I know we say this every generation of Porsche, I just don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, and what's perhaps more scary is what they've still got in reserve for the GT3 RS. And this is Gen 1. We've still got the Gen 2 version of the 992 platform to come, so exciting things are ahead. Biggest takeaway from these tyres, the lean. How much mass and energy you can carry through a corner and give it as much lean as you want, and it starts to feel like a track tyre rather than a road tyre, and that is just magic. What a compound. Super, super cool. We're out here in Dubai for some more time, so we're going to try and get this thing on Yas Marina as soon as the Formula 1 is over. As always, thanks to Ollie. Thanks to you. If you like the content, please be sure to like the video. If you really like it, be sure to subscribe. And if you really, really like it, when you subscribe, hit the little bell on the subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when new content goes live. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.